Hello and welcome! This character profile video is for the class Archmage, and what you'll see is all of her skills, the top 8 PVE and PVP skills I recommend, her skill combos, her enhancements, player card, and a gameplay video. So, without further ado, I give you the class Archmage. Here we go. And welcome to the skills page. So if this is your first time seeing my character profile video, allow me to introduce the interface. On the far left are all of her skills. On the far right is all the specials that go with those skills. Next to skill is charges. That's how many times you can use the skill. And then the column hits is how many times the skill will hit a creature or opponent. And then damage-PVE is the highest percentage damage that skill will do against a creature in the world, and damage-PVP is the highest percentage damage that skill will do against another player's character. And then of course you have your passive at the bottom. So a few things to explain. First is, when you look at specials and you see the words max to attack in green, that means if you were like Frigid Fog, if you were to tap on that skill, it will occur once. But if you were to tap and hold, it will attack twice. So what that means is you can use that skill a maximum of 2 attacks. You use it once, but it can attack twice instead of once. And the red super armor is basically saying it's not applied in arena. So everywhere else in the game it works, but in arena it does not. And that also applies to the skill Arcane Burst, where it says cast the skill again to teleport back to the location where it was first cast. That part is red because it's letting you know that it doesn't apply in arena as well. Aw, darn. Kind of like that skill for arena. And we will cover the passive in the PvP slide, so take a moment to look at all this, and when you're ready, we'll move on to the top 8 PvE skills that I recommend. Here we go. And welcome to the PvE slide. So what I've done is I've taken all the skills and I've organized it according to the column of damage-PVE, from the highest percentage damage all the way down to the lowest. And what you'll see is Meteor Shower is your highest damaging skill. So I've highlighted that block in green because we can only take 8 skills into the game world with us. There is an option to have 3 sets of 8 that you can choose which set you want to go with. You know, if you're farming, or it's for PvP, or for guild activities. So they gave you that to tweak and mess around with. But in terms of how many skills, it's just 8. So what I'm recommending is to try out the ones that are in green, because they hit hard, and that's the reason why they're highlighted. And over time you'll see the ones that you like. For example, I want to point out the skill Blizzard. That's why it's colored in red. Its damage is per hit. So if you take 325% times 10, that's 3,250% damage, which is better than Meteor Shower. So, but all 10 hits have to connect with the creature or player's opponent. The player's character you're trying to attack. So that's the catch. And then of course you apply that to the damage-PVP, and that is 1,295%, which brings it up to the second best skill right after Meteor Shower. So consider it. If you get an opponent down on the ground and you hit him with Blizzard right after, that's a good combo. So take a moment to look at all this, and when you're ready, we'll move on to the top 8 PvP skills that I recommend. Here we go. And welcome to the PvP slide. There is a lot to cover and I have a lot to show you on this in this particular section of the video, so let's get to it. Let's knock out the obvious. I have taken all the skills and I've organized it according to the column of damage-PVP, from the highest percentage all the way down to the lowest. And yes, Meteor Shower continues to be your highest damaging skill. When people go into PvP, they want to use super armor, so they will ask, hey, what skills can I use right off the bat so I can get my super armor in? And if you do not know what super armor is, that's okay. When we get to the player card section of the video, I will explain what super armor is. But to answer the question, it looks like, yeah, Frigid Fog is the highest damaging skill and the one that gives you super armor when you're in arena. So you have that, you have Ignite, and you have Firestorm. Yep, those three skills. So you don't have to choose Frigid Fog, it's just letting you know those are your options. You have those three to choose from. But what you want to do is always start out to get your super armor in, and then you can choose whatever skills you want to do after that. But these are the ones highlighted in green that I recommend, and it's, you know, so you can get used to them. They hit hard, and that's the reason why they're highlighted, just like I mentioned over in the PvE section too. So let's get to the passive. I took the liberty of making it as easy to understand as possible, so some things in here are worded differently than you would see in the game. So elemental power is your passive. To activate it, you use fire or ice skills 3 times to activate elemental power, the effect and respective rune for 30 seconds. So when it's active, 30 seconds of happiness. Quite honestly, if you're using all your skills, it's gonna always be active. But let's go into the specials and read what it says. Increase skill damage by 10% when using fire skills. So when the elemental power is active, your fire skills get a buff of 10% more damage. It also reduces PvP damage received by 10% when using ice skills. So if you are PvPing, the advice is to use your ice skills and you will activate your elemental power and take 10% less damage. And now, to explain what Rune of Fire and Rune of Ice is, it's basically when you are activating your elemental power and it shows a Rune of Fire, which is a fire flame around you, and I'm actually going to show you what this looks like. A fire skill is cast randomly when using your ice skills. And then again, Rune of Ice is an ice skill is cast randomly when using your fire skills. I took the moment to understand what this meant. I'm going to show you a video of what it means, but what it means is if you hit, say you're fighting me and you're hitting me with 3 fire skills, and now your Rune of Fire is activated. What you want to do is hit me with a hard hitting skill, say Meteor Shower, and then switch over to ice skills. And the first ice skill that you use, say, you know, something that freezes me, obviously, a fire skill will happen immediately with the first ice skill that you choose, and vice versa. So if you do 3 ice skills and then you say freeze me and then you switch over to meteor, when you do your meteor skill, an ice skill will occur, and then you can continue with your fire skills. So it's an introduction. When you switch from ice to fire, then an ice skill will occur. When you switch from fire to ice, then a fire skill will occur. So I'll show you, and just give me a moment to cue this up. Here we go. Okay, so here we are, and the first thing I want to do is use my ice skills 3 times. So I click on that. I'm not particularly attacking anyone. It's just want to show you what it looks like. And right there, do you see it? It's a blue aura around my character. That is when you know your passive is active and you activated the rune of ice. And did you see it? I used a fire skill and an ice skill happened immediately. During the transition, that's when you get both skills in one. So the advice is to, and this is what the Rune of Fire passive looks like. It's a flame around you. So did you see that? I switched over and a fireball occurred at the same time I did the ice. So what I'm trying to tell you is you do 3 fire skills to activate your Rune of Fire, and then the minute you do an ice skill, whichever that is, a fire skill will accompany it, and vice versa, same way opposite. And there you have it. So I'm gonna just cut to another section where it was a lot of fun to illustrate this point. So let me go ahead and do that as well. Here we go. Okay, by now I got the hang of it. I understand how it works, and here is what you're looking at. So there's my 3 ice, passive active, and switch to meteor, and you see tornado is ice. So I'm like, maybe you can use some really big spells to really take advantage of this transition, like meteor, and switch to right there. See, it gets a lot of fun once you get the hang of it and how it works. But ultimately, 3 ice spells, switch over to fire, and when you cast that fire spell, you're gonna get an ice with it, and vice versa. So let's go ahead and get back to the PvP slide, and we'll move on from there. Here we go. And we are back to the PvP slide. Boy, I could do that all day. It's so much fun, and quite honestly, it's a shame that I waited until I was, I don't know, level 93 to figure this out. So take a moment to look at the PvP slide, and when you're ready, we're going to move on to the skill combos. Here we go. And welcome to the skill combo slide. Before we get started on what this is, let us tell you where it's located. If you're in gameplay and you hit the menu system and you go to skills, which is on the right hand side, and now you're on the skills screen, and you look to the middle of the screen all the way down, you'll see a magnifying glass with a circle around it, and then the word skill combo next to it, or combos, and you tap on that, the icon, the magnifying glass icon, and it'll bring this up, a list of skill combos. Now what I've done is I put it all on one screen for you to print out, or have it on another monitor, or just some other device, so you can enjoy practicing what Pearl Abyss is suggesting here. And this is how it works. On the left hand side in blue is the skill you would start with. At the top left, they're saying if you use Blizzard, then go chain it into Meteor Shower. And then the next one down, if you use Tornado, also chain that into the next skill you use is Meteor Shower. You can obviously see the favoritism here, that everything chaining into Meteor Shower. Just be aware that Meteor Shower is a slow casting spell or a skill, so you want to make sure that the creature or opponent you are trying to hit with Meteor Shower is immobilized and not able to counter, move out of the way, or something. But for Ignite, the third one down on the left, it looks like they give you options. You can use Ignite, and then Meteor Shower or Ignite and Fireball, or Ignite and Arcane Burst. So there's 3 options there for a combo that they're recommending. So take a moment to look at this, and when you're ready, we will move on to the enhancement slide. Here we go. And welcome to the enhancement slide. If you are new to this slide, allow me to introduce the interface. On the left side is all of her skills. On the right side are all of the branch damage connected to those skills. And in the center is 4 columns. The first, second, and fourth column, I try to make things that benefit you, your Archmage. The third column, I try to make that things that happen to the creature or opponent you are fighting. And I try to keep with that, but sometimes it doesn't turn out. But that's the general layout of it. And what I want to tell you is, when it comes to enhancements, if you go into your skills and you are looking at your skills and you see off to the immediate left there is a circle with little circles in it. Those little circles are your enhancements, and if you see a red number next to it, that's a level requirement. Say a number 3 that's in red, you need to get that skill up to level 3 to unlock the enhancement. So to do that, you fight creatures in the world of Elion, and sometimes in treasure chests in the world of Hadum, you'll get skill books as well. But when these skill books drop, they're random, and you just apply them to your character, and you're learning, you're raising the level. Some you could just simply buy with silver, but once you get that level requirement, then you can unlock the enhancement. And your goal is to unlock all the enhancements so your character can be an optimal fighter. And what you're looking at is all of the enhancements you have to unlock. So she's got a lot of burns, a lot of really great things that she can do, like Meteor Shower has Lava Zone. So when the meteor comes down, it creates a lava zone that does 5% damage in PvP and 20% damage in PvE, and it can hit 5 times. So that's 100% in PvE and 25% in PvP. So that's how this works. So take a moment to look at all the enhancements, and when you're ready, we're going to move on to the player card. Here we go. And welcome to the player card. It is like a baseball card. It is designed so that you can come to this screen. It is actually the total of all the screens you just saw, or slides you just saw, except there's something new on it and more information at the bottom. So what I'd like to say is that you could, if you're familiar with my character profile videos, come to the player card and print it out and take it with you so you can look at the new character that just came out or one you're interested in, and look at all the details and all the things that excite you about that character. Or you can watch my video and enjoy all the details that I give you about the character, and this one obviously is the Archmage. So let us introduce how the interface works. At the top is the top 8 PVE and PVP skills that I recommend, and the reason Blizzard's in red is because I wanted you to not forget about it. You know, the 10 hits per hit does that percentage of damage. Very, very powerful stuff. To the right of that is something new. It's called immobilization. And the way it works is any skill that immobilizes your opponent, like stun, knockdown, freeze, etc. Anything that just puts them on the ground so that you can get in extra hits, immobilizes them. And as you can see, in green means yes, there's an immobilization, red, no, and how many. So for the Archmage, Firestorm is the skill you want to pay attention to because it has 2 immobilizations. Let's go ahead and look down in the skills section to what those are. And Firestorm, it Let's see, knockback on hit while moving, and bound on last hit. So if you don't knock him back when Firestorm is running around and doing it, chances are you may get him when you're at the end. Now, I will explain how super armor comes into this, but let's just explain the rest of the interface. After the skills is the enhancements. We just got through learning about that. So below that is the legend of what is not applied in Path of Glory and what is not applied in Arena. There should be something that's not applied in Path of Glory. It's usually the ability to heal, and I don't see it this time around. Interesting. Well, that's fine. Let's go on to the definition at the bottom. If you are wondering what forward guard or super armor is, here you go. For forward guard, this means incoming damage will either be 0 or heavily reduced. Now, she doesn't have a forward guard, but if you have friends who talk about it, this is how it works. If the person you're fighting is in front of you, or maybe in front of you to the right or the left, and they try attacking you, the forward guard with the skill will have the damage either be 0 or heavily reduced. So this is why it's a crowd favorite, but the one for PvP people is super armor. And this means incoming damage will be reduced, and the effects that immobilize you, like stun, knockdown, freeze, etc., will not happen for a duration of time. So what this means is when you are using as many immobilizations as you possibly can against your opponent, there is that chance that their super armor will run out, you'll catch them, and you'll see them fall to the ground or knock up in the air or freeze, and you know you got them. So then you can get in those extra hits that makes all the difference. So this is how it works. Take a moment to look at the player card, and when you're ready, the music is gonna change, and we'll go into gameplay where we show you what the Archmage can do. Here we go. And welcome to the gameplay video, but before we get started, let us show you where we're at. We're over here in Balanos, and we are at Kron Castle entrance, and we're here because we just love it here. Consistency. Their CP is that low, and we are CP wise that high. This is gonna be fun. So what we do is we have her go and fight for about 2 or 3 minutes using this path that we always choose, and at the end of it we go to town and I put her in a display or pose and say thank you very much. So without further ado, I give you Archmage. Here we go. we're just about ready to head back to town. Just get in a few more hits, and there we go. Alright, well, loading screen comes up. Allow me to say thank you. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you like my videos, please subscribe, like, let people know. I'm always making more videos, and I am happy to do it. So let's go ahead and get our Archmage over to a spot. And now I'm kind of using this old footage. I certainly hope I'm zoomed in. Looks like I might be using the wall trick. Oh boy. That's not good. Well, it's okay. We have her in a pose. She looks great. Background is there. So once again, let me say thank you. Thank you very much. And you have a great night. Take care. Bye now.